The muzzle is already cold when I realize the coat in my sights belongs to a boy. Not a man, not even an old soldier with hard eyes. A boy hunched under a helmet too large for his skull, running through rain that turns the road into a black mirror. He slips, catches himself, keeps moving. And my finger tightens the slightest amount, the way it does when my mind stops being a mind and becomes a mechanism. I taste iron, not blood, not yet. Just the old metallic taste of fear, rising from somewhere behind the tongue. The village bell tower behind me is rubble. The church smells like wet stone and old incense drowned by cordite. The morning light is weak and gray, as if even the sun is ashamed to look directly at what we've turned this place into. He stops near a cartwheel half buried in mud. He looks back. And I have a heartbeat to decide whether he lives. They told me a sniper is a scalpel, a clean cut in a dirty world. That is a lie men tell when they need to sleep. A sniper is a witness with a gun, close enough to see faces, far enough to pretend it's not personal. My name doesn't matter anymore. The papers with it are soggy in my breast pocket, ink running like bruises. I am 24. I have been old for years. Germany, rainy season. Western Front, morning. The rain never fully stops here. It only changes its voice. Sometimes it patters like fingers on a coffin lid. Sometimes it hisses through broken roofs like 1,000 quiet warnings. Our unit is stalled outside a town whose name I won't write. Names make places feel real. Real places should not look like this. The orders are plain: cover the road, deny movement, stop messengers, stop machine gun crews, stop anyone trying to run ammunition to the next block of ruined buildings where the enemy has dug in like rats in a flooded cellar. Just do your job, my spotter said last night, while we chewed damp bread and listened to artillery walk across the horizon. My spotter is named Keller. He used to be a school teacher, before the war decided it needed him more than children did. He still speaks softly, like the world is a classroom that might settle down if he uses the right tone. We share a narrow space behind a shattered wall. Our boots are sunk in mud inside what used to be a parlor. There's a piano tipped on its side, its keys gone yellow and swollen, like teeth pulled from a corpse and left in water. The rifle rests across sandbags that are really torn curtains stuffed with dirt. Nothing is proper, everything is improvised, even survival. The boy in the sights is not the first. He will not be the last, but something about him makes the air feel thin. A sniper does not feel brave, he feels trapped. The battlefield is loud when you are in it. It is unbearable when you are hiding above it. From a distance, you don't get the thunder of boots beside you, the shouted names, the hands dragging you out of a crater. You get isolation. You get time. You get the long stretch between a decision and its consequence, long enough for your conscience to speak. The rain makes a film on the lens. Keller wipes it with the corner of his sleeve. His hands are cracked from cold and damp. There, he murmurs, movement by the cart. I already see him. The boy's coat is darker with wet. It clings to his shoulders. He's carrying something under his arm held tight like a secret. A message, a bandage, a loaf of bread stolen from a cellar. In war, the same hands carry all three. My cheek presses into the stock. My breath slows. The world narrows until it is only a rectangle of ruin and rain. Somewhere far off, a machine gun coughs, then stops. A mortar lands with a dull clap that shakes dust from the ceiling above us. The boy looks back again. I can see his mouth open. He is calling to someone behind him, someone I cannot see. There is a figure in a doorway, not moving, watching, and then in a blink the doorway is empty. Keller whispers, he's running a message, take him. My finger rests on the trigger. The weight of it is familiar, too familiar. I think of the first time I fired from concealment, months ago, when I still had the childish idea that there were clean acts in war. The man I shot was eating. He had a spoon in his hand. When he fell, the spoon spun through the air and landed in the mud. It looked like something dropped by accident. It looked ordinary. I have never forgotten it. The boy shifts his grip on whatever he's carrying. He turns his head, and for a second his face is fully visible. Not hard, not hateful, just exhausted. His eyes are the color of river stones, pale and blank with shock. His lips move again, and I imagine he is saying his mother's name, because boys say their mother's names when the world becomes too large and terrifying to contain. My throat tightens. I swallow. It tastes like smoke. The rifle is steady, but my mind is not. If I shoot him, I stop a message. I delay an assault. I possibly save lives on our side. If I don't, that message could guide men to our position. It could call artillery onto this church. It could bring a squad to climb the rubble and find us. Keller, me. The others in the mud below who trust my eyes more than their own. War gives you choices that are not choices, only consequences with different shapes. Keller's voice is barely a breath. Do it. The rain grows heavier, drumming on broken stone. The boy takes a step. I feel the pressure in my fingertip increase, and then I hear something closer than artillery. A small sound lost under the rain. A cough from the boy, just a cough. His shoulders hitch, and for a fraction of a second he looks like any sick child outside a war, caught in weather too cold for his thin coat. My finger stops. I do not pull. A shot cracks from somewhere else. Sharp, flat, near enough that the sound slaps the inside of my skull. The boy jerks like a puppet with its strings cut. The bundle under his arm falls into the mud. He takes 2 steps that do not belong to him anymore and collapses beside the cartwheel. For a second, I cannot breathe. Not because I am relieved. Because I am empty. Someone else made the decision I could not. Somewhere down the street, another hidden man watched the same face through glass and chose. The boy's helmet rolls away in slow motion, spinning through puddles. It stops face up, filled with rainwater. Keller stares through his own optics, jaw clenched. That wasn't you, he says, like he needs to make the world make sense. I don't answer, I can't. My hands are shaking anyway, as if my body believes I fired, as if guilt does not care about facts. A second figure darts out from behind the cart. This one is older, a man maybe. He runs low, trying to grab the fallen bundle. Combat snaps back into being. Now there is no room for philosophy. Only movement, only threat. My rifle tracks him. I feel myself go cold, like something inside me locks into place. The man reaches the bundle. He lifts it. He turns. I fire. The recoil is a punch to the shoulder. The sound is swallowed by rain, but still feels too loud, too final. The man drops as if his legs forget what they are for. Short. Final. Keller curses under his breath. Through the scope, the man lies twisted, face hidden, bundle half open in mud. Papers spill out, turning to pulp almost instantly. Ink bleeds into water. Messages become nothing. Lives become nothing. The street is still again, except for rain and distant guns. My heart pounds like it wants out of my ribs. For a moment, I can't tell if I have saved anyone or only added another body to the ledger. The enemy reacts the way enemies always react, not with cinematic charges, not with speeches. With confusion and violence. A mortar lands closer. The blast flings chunks of stone and wet wood into the air. The shockwave slams into our broken parlor and makes the piano shift, keys rattling like bones. Dust falls into my eyes. I blink hard. My vision swims. Keller grabs my sleeve. They're probing. They saw the muzzle flash. Move, I rasp, though my voice sounds like it belongs to someone else. We slide back from our position, staying low. My boots suck at mud. Every step is a noise I can't afford. The rain covers some of it, but not all. We crawl through a corridor that used to be a hallway. Family photos on the wall are warped with water, faces smeared, smiling people now ghosts. I catch one image in a glance. A wedding portrait, the bride's eyes scratched out by shrapnel. We reach a rear room. The ceiling is gone. Rain falls straight in, cold as punishment. Another mortar hits, closer still. A burst of machine gun fire stitches across the rubble outside. The sound is frantic, blind. Men firing at shapes, shadows, fear. Keller hisses, "Down!" We drop flat. Mud soaks my chest. I feel it seep into my collar, cold and intimate. A sharp crack. Stone chips explode above my head. A bullet, close, too close. Short sentences now, tight, breathe, don't lift your head, don't think, just live. My mouth is full of dirt. Keller crawls to the left, searching for a new angle. He looks smaller under the gray sky, like a man already half erased. "You all right?" he whispers. I nod, though I am not sure what all right means anymore. Another crack, another chip of stone. They're firing into the building, hoping, guessing. One lucky shot is all it takes. Survival is a lottery, and the tickets are made of flesh. I feel my rifle in my hands like a weight I cannot put down. A memory surfaces, uninvited. My father at a table, hands stained with machine oil, telling me a man must learn to live with what he does. He never said anything about learning to live with what you almost do. We wait. Minutes stretch like hours. The rain keeps falling, indifferent. The gunfire lessens. The enemy shifts attention somewhere else. Another front, another corner of hell. Keller leans close. We need to get out before they sweep. Back to the line. Back to the line, as if the line is safety. We move again, slipping through ruined rooms, stepping over broken furniture, stepping over things we don't name. A hand here, a boot there, a face under a sheet of rain-soaked plaster. We pass a cellar opening and hear faint crying below. Not loud, not dramatic, just the small, steady crying of someone who has been doing it for a long time. A civilian, a child, an old woman. Keller pauses. His eyes flick to mine. We do not go down. We do not have the food. We do not have the time. We do not have the courage to drag strangers into our dangerous orbit and pretend it is mercy. We keep moving. That is how war teaches you to become a stranger to yourself. By making every human choice a trap, we reach the edge of our sector near midday. The rain has not stopped. It has only thickened. My uniform is heavy with water. My skin is raw beneath it. In a shallow trench, men look up as we approach. Their faces are gray. Their eyes are dull. No one asks what we saw. They don't want details. They want the summary. Keller speaks to the lieutenant. I sit with my back against damp earth and stare at my hands. They are shaking, not from cold. From the fact that I can still feel the trigger break under my finger, the clean mechanical certainty of it. The boy's face will not leave me. The way he looked back, the cough. The helmet filling with rain. I did not kill him, but my hesitation did not save him either. War does not care about your moral bookkeeping. It takes what it wants and leaves you to argue with the leftovers. Keller returns, crouching beside me. "They're pushing again tomorrow," he says softly. "We'll be up before dawn." I nod, though my throat is tight. He hesitates, then adds, "You did what you had to. That man, you stopped him." I look at Keller, and for a moment I see the teacher he used to be. The way he tries to put a lesson on something unteachable. I want to tell him that stopping a man is not the same as saving a life. I want to tell him that the line between necessity and cruelty is thin as a raindrop, and just as easy to vanish. But the words don't come. Only breath. Only the taste of wet earth. Only the distant sound of someone screaming far away, cut short by another sound that ends it. That night I dream of the road again. Not the man I shot. The boy. In the dream, he stands upright beside the cartwheel, rain running off his helmet brim. He holds the bundle out to me like an offering. When I reach for it, it turns to mud in my hands, thick and warm, and I realize it is not paper at all but something living, something that cannot be carried without destroying it. I wake with my heart hammering and my mouth open, swallowing air like a drowning man. The trench smells of sweat, wet wool, and old smoke. Somewhere nearby, A soldier whispers a prayer without conviction. I lie there and listen to the rain. In daylight, people imagine war as noise. At night, war is the silence between noises. It is the waiting. It is the knowledge that tomorrow will demand another decision that will not feel like a decision. I close my eyes and try to remember my own face before all this. I cannot. Not clearly. I can remember the boy's face better than my own, and that is the cruelest part. In the morning, the rain is still falling. It will always be falling in my memory. Because some days never end. They just sink into you. I pick up the rifle again. The metal bites my fingers. Keller checks the optics. We say almost nothing. Words feel like luxuries. As we move back toward another ruined building, another high perch, another stretch of road where strangers will become targets, I feel a quiet understanding settle in me. Not resignation. Not acceptance. Something colder. That I will survive if I am lucky. That luck will look like skill to people who were not there. That the dead will not care whether I hesitated. And that when this is over, if it ever is, I will carry a rainy morning in Germany inside me like a second heart, beating out a rhythm that does not match the rest of the world. A rhythm made of mud, fear, and the sound of a boy coughing before he fell. The war will end on paper someday, but in me it will keep raining. And I will keep looking through glass at faces I cannot forget.